There is an Audi museum in the company's hometown of Ingolstadt, and it's a glass and steel palace open to the public. But this is where they keep the private collection. It's Audi's history in a climate-controlled garage. Thomas, this is like a vault where you keep the good stuff. What's it all about?
Yeah, we are here in the middle of in the center of our building. It's the whole collection which we own, fortunately. We have about 450 cars in our collection and about 250 motorcycles. And they are collected all over Germany, we can say. But here it's the center of Audi tradition. Here we have our cars which we send out to events where we run the cars. And also we are doing it for stock. And we are just in the second floor here where we have the race cars in. 1938 Cerro Type D, 1936 Type C Grand Prix car, 1939 Grand Prix car 16-cylinder, 1939 Type D double compressor. Then we have the Quattros, the Inter GTO from America, Audi 90. Audi 200 Quattro Safari Rally. Then we follow up with the Audi Le Mans cars with the TDI from 2002, I think. Then the R8 TDI, we have several of those. Then the Quattro car, which has been a success with Walter Röll and Christian Geisdörfer. And we have the so-called crocodile car based on the R8 Le Mans car, which was running up only in Australia once. Then the 99 car, which has been third place in 1999, first trip to Le Mans with Audi.
There's so much history, Thomas. But what's this all worth? How valuable is this collection?
Oh, this is a very difficult question. We always say there is no value for us. We have to collect any car which is produced from Audi to save it and to probably to send it out to events to present them in running condition or only for exhibition. So there's no value for us. It's millions of euros, of course.
Yeah. I hoist myself in. Can I stand on the seat?
Yeah, okay. It's
That's
okay. It's okay. You're feeling like in a living room.
I need the wheel. Oh my God.
This is the 1938 car which was driven by Tazio Nuvolari and H.P. Müller. So very famous heroes, especially Tazio Nuvolari is very famous with this car. 38.
It must be terrifying. It must be terrifying. This thing's going, what, 300?
Yes, about that, yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is now a Horch 830BL, which was driven by Charles de Gaulle after the Second World War for official use, the French president. This is the DKW 1001, which was used in the war for Desert Storm entrance. This is the unrestored Horch, which was only built up in Ingolstadt in '53, the only living surviving example of the car. Rusty, but original, like it was built in '53. Then a DKW F91 Coupe, where we can participate at the Mille Miglia run in Italy, original car. Followed up by another Horch 305 Landaulet, very rare car. Also very rare, it's a Woody from DKW F89L. Then a very early Wanderer Puppchen, which was running in 1914, very early one on the right-hand steering. Then a DKW F10 Roadster, which was built up in Ingolstadt after the Second World War, one of the very first convertibles, cabriolets. Another big saloon, a Horch 851 Pullman, a 7-seater with the split window in the middle. Another Wanderer Puppchen from 1914, another car like this with a split screen and the co-pilot in the back and the pilot in the front. Another Auto Union 1000S Coupe from the early 60s. And there we have the big collection of all the motorcycles we own. Most of them DKWs from pre-war, 20s, 30s till the 50s. So this is one of the part of our tradition motorcycles.
Overwhelming, isn't it? But if you do make it to Ingolstadt, you'll see the highlights of this collection in the Audi Museum that's wide open to the public. All right, back to Munich now.
Kato, we're at the Fizz.
No, it's the Fitz. It's the Fitz.
It's spelled Fizz.
Well, whatever it is, it's BMW's product development center.
Okay, well, that's where they bring all the engineers and the designers together to come up with the cars, and we're here to see the 5 Series.
And it's the most important car in the whole BMW lineup. They sell more 3s.
that they make the money on the 5s. Well, this will be the 6th generation of the 5 Series. Let's go. Well, here it is, the latest 5 Series. Can you see the family resemblance, Kato?
Not to the old 5 Series, but to the new 7 Series. That it really looks like a smaller version of the car that was introduced last year.
Yeah, it's true. But does it have 7 Series technology? 7 Series is the top of the line.
Absolutely it does. I mean, this car, what was it got? It's got a parking system that will park the car practically by itself. It has the collision system that applies the brakes.
Right.
It's got night vision. It's got everything.
Well, the 5 Series is right in the middle of the lineup, you know, and they've been working on it, perfecting it, I guess, for the last 35 years. Well, the year is 1979. Kato, with his gold chains and his bell-bottom trousers, was running from disco to disco.
Donna Summer.
Woohoo! And the first 5 Series arrived.
Well, and you know, very important car because they had changed from the old mid-sized idea to a real legitimate mid-sized car. You know, they've sold 5.5 million.
I know, since this.
Yeah, but they only sold 130,000 of these. Then they moved on.
Let's see it. Well, we're up to 1982 now. Kato has finished his 4-year university degree in, 6.5 years.
Best years of my life.
And was about to go off to Medicine Hat when this 2nd generation 5 Series
Oh,
came.
you know, back then I was the sports editor, had a staff of 2, and when I went up to Calgary for the
peaked early.
Well, but for the fun, you know, to get out of the hat, you went to Calgary. Remember that? This was the energy boom of the early 80s.
Before
and
Trudeau
this
shut
was
it.
the car the oil barons wanted to have.
of course.
It was new, it was sexy, and it was from Bavaria. It was like, wow, special. And then, of course, Trudeau got the energy policy and everything went.
There's a new one. There's a new one after that. 1992 now. Bill Clinton was president, and Clinton and Kato were out picking up girls. And the 3rd generation of the 5 Series hit the market.
Oh, you know, those were rough years in Canada. You remember that? We were trying to get out of the deficit.
Yeah.
We had those $43 billion deficits.
Thank you, Mulroney.
People could not afford these cars in those recession deficits. Kind of reminds us of another time.
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
A handsome car, and the first one with a V8 engine. Another generation over here. Well, we've now reached 1996. The economy was on a tear. The dot-com bubble was about to expand. The boys from Enron, remember Enron?
Oh, yeah, it was.
They were buying these with their lunch money.
Well, there was money to burn. We're getting way back to the first tech bubble and the excitement on Wall
And
Street.
the 4th generation of the 5 Series. Come back to the subject.
Well, they got very sexy. I mean, you start looking at this design. It's very bullet-like at the front, streamlined design, nice little kidney grills. This was a car. In fact, you can still find these around, and they're nice cars to own right now today.
Thank you, Chris Bangle. Okay, 5th generation. Well, we're up to 2005 now, which I think was when this magnificent television show first went on the air. But anyway, BMW was doing better things than we were, Kato, because this is the one, what they call it, the flame surfaces, the sculptured look.
Right. Remember, BMW launched this in the wake of the highly controversial 7 Series.
Right. Chris Bangle's car.
Chris Bangle, you know, with the Bangle backside and all that stuff. Now this they could go very aggressive with this look. Plus, they loaded it up with all kinds of technology, active steering and X-Drive and all this stuff. This was really...
It's still the car they sell today.
Very modern.
So here's the one that's going on sale next year. Well, the last 5 Series was a huge success, Kato, and this one doesn't get to Canada until June 2010. So I guess if you like the current one, you can find some deals out there.
Well, yeah, you got a few months to plan your shopping.
What are your predictions, though? Do you think they've got another winner?
I do, although, you know, you got to watch out what is going to happen to the economy, you know, over the next course of the next year. This is a car that's bought by those vice presidents.
Oh, the ones working in car washes now.
Yes, exactly right. So there's two things that are critically important. One is the economy's got to rebound, and two, what are their prospects in China? Ian, when you look at the chart there where you sell these cars, the U.S. accounts for 25–30%.
Yeah.
The U.S. economy is in the tank, and it's going to stay there. So where are you going to sell the rest of them?
You know, we have a global footprint of this car, and you know, one thing I mentioned as well is that the Chinese market has been growing very, very rapidly for us. We're enjoying a lot of success there. In fact, you know, uncharted waters, sales were up 82% last month over the previous year.
Off a small base.
Off this year, we'll be well over 80,000 cars. So, you know, small base is not a small base
I
anymore.
take it back.
So,
I take it back.
You know, from that perspective, we're very confident that we have a global audience for this vehicle, but the United States will be the biggest market.
So this is a car for China.
This is a car for the United States, is the biggest market. This is a car for China, but it is a world car as well.
Adrian, there's more 7 Series in this than previous generation 5 Series. Do I have that right? There's a lot of the 7 Series look in this, but you've changed it a little bit to suit this level of car.
Well, you could say that, because with the new 7 Series that we launched a year and a half ago, we started a new chapter in our design history. And this, of course, is the next page from that book. But when you compare it to the 7 Series, I think when you look at the front end, for example, it is much, much lower than the 7 Series. The kidney-shaped grille is vertical, just like the 7 Series, which helps also lengthen the hood. But it's leaning forward slightly. So I think compared to the 7 Series, directly in the front view, you see a lot more sportiness already.
You know what says sporty to me, and I think BMW does it better than anyone? Look. You put the front wheels at the front corner. You don't have a big overhang like a snowplow going out in front of the car. I think that's good.
That's right. I mean, actually, this front overhang got a little shorter compared to the previous car. The wheelbase is longer, and that actually gives the customers a bit more interior space. But it also helps the weight balance, and that's what our engineers are keen on. The more weight you put between the axles, and I think you know it, the better the road holding and the handling will be.
After the break, it's the battle of the classics. Porsche versus Mercedes.